We are here at Abyss 106, and honestly, this floor is really simple. Even with really bad RNG I had in my run, I had to stall an extra 4 turns or something. I still managed to clear. I think it's pretty consistent. We can just use our usual dual attack spam team. So let's take a look at everyone's stats. Adventurer Ross, plus 15 Path of Air gear, Arius. You get how it works by now. Tamarinne, same thing. It's just her Path of Air gear for doing her connection with Magraha's Tome. And then Camilla, give her at least 60 effectiveness with a good amount of speed and a good amount of bulk with Warhorn here to boost Camilla's, or not Camilla, Commander Lorina's damage a little bit. And of course we have Commander Lorina. It's just your best destruction pen gear. You mostly want to just focus on the attack because you're going to have a lot of crit damage already. And Daydream Joker as her artifact of choice for this floor. I also ended up not really using it, but I did bring Arky here just in case I needed an extra buff, which I'll explain once we actually get into the fight. Wave 1, as usual, we will just stack up a bunch of souls here. Though I kind of overfarmed the souls, didn't really need this many, because without Ross here, there's no one to vacuum up all of our souls. First things first though, I would make sure to kill at least one of the yellow ads, because their S3 is pretty annoying if you let both of them live. So kill one of the yellow ads before you kill the green one. And then after we kill all of the ads, we can move on to the boss. Boss is pretty easy, you just kind of burst it. There is a mechanic once it gets below 40% HP, which I will explain later, but it's not really that relevant. I decided to move on to the green one so we can stall a bit longer and get more souls. You could just kill the yellow one first if you really want to, it's not that big of a deal. We got a lucky duel here, which lets us kill this green one a turn earlier than we normally would be able to. Which in turn lets us kill this yellow one on the next turn as well. We never actually get to see what their S3 does, but it's Vampiric Touch, Death Break, it's just really annoying to deal with. Now it's just the boss left, and the boss is Earth, so BRIEG isn't going to have a great hit rate on it. It is what it is though. Camilla will be fine Death Break, though using Camilla S2 there was a mistake because Lorina was stunned, so she wouldn't have been able to duel. You do want to make sure that your important cooldowns are up going into the second wave, which in this fight, it's really just Tamarinne S3, because Tamarinne can give Camilla attack buff, so you don't actually need Camilla S2 up. You can just use Camilla S2 to help speed up this wave if you want to. You can see once we actually hit it, with attack buff and death break, it is exploding. So one more S1 from Commander Lorina here, and we are in the second phase. That little gold buff is Rampage, and Rampage just means when you hit it with a critical hit, it's going to have a 25% chance to get an extra turn, just like right there. This shouldn't be too relevant, you should be able to sustain through it pretty easily. And you can see even without Death Break, Commander Lorina's kind of just ripping through this boss anyways. It's one more extra turn, but it's dead. And now here at the main mechanic is just, if you hit Luluca with less than 2 buffs, she's going to counter with an S1 AoE that death breaks. So let's not do that. What we can do is, if we kill the spirit, we get 1 random buff on all of our allies. And this has a lot of benefits. One, it's the easiest way to buff stack. You don't actually need any buffers, you can just kill the spirits and you're fine. And the spirits are very squishy. Death break them and they die in like 2 hits from Commander Lorina. Like I mentioned, I oversaved my souls and I also don't use as many as I probably should. You're fine to soul burn Camilla S1 for higher death break chance, and if you have a ton of souls, then you can soul burn Lorina's S3 as well, just for the extra turn, which also would help you cycle a little bit. You notice I saved Tamarinne S3, that's just to cleanse the death break after Luluca uses her S3. Also, that Death Break can be annoying because when the spirits go right after, there's a chance they might snipe out your commander Lorina. So killing one of the spirits is actually pretty nice just for that. Luluca does give herself immunity every single turn, and it got resisted there, or strip, which kind of sucks. No Death Break, so it'll be a lot more annoying to get Luluca below 50% to enter the next phase. We're gonna finish killing off these spirits though. So we can have our 100 Fighting Spirit proc here on the S1. Unfortunately resisted again. So at this point, she's about to S2 again, which is going to summon all the spirits again. And we can't really kill her fast enough. I could have Soul Burned Command Lorina S3 to maybe press Archie here, and it would have been close. Don't use BRIEG S3 here, because Luluca's S2 is going to cleanse. So this was pretty much a mistake, though we got our Death Break resisted anyway, so it wouldn't really have mattered. Again, we're just going to kill all of the spirits, and it's worth mentioning now that when she uses S2 and summons the little spirits, she also buffs herself a bit, and whichever buff she has, she will remove from you at the start of your turn. So right now she has speed buff and immunity buff. That means none of your units can have speed buff nor immunity buff. If she rolls attack buff, that's where it gets a bit annoying sometimes, and I would actually just try to strip her immediately with BRIEG, just because that would mean that you can't have attack buff on your units. Need Tamarinne S3 again to cleanse all the Death Breaks and push up. Luluca is ice, so Tamarinne's idle S1 is going to miss pretty frequently, which also kind of sucks. Our proc goes into Luluca. And we did manage to land Death Break, which is really nice, even though she immediately took a turn. It's only one turn now. That's going to be good enough for us. Kill off the spirit. Tamarinne still has an idle S2. One S1 from Lorina, one S1 from Camilla, and she'll be below 50%, and we will be in the next phase. You can see the attack buff disappeared from everybody because Luluca managed to roll one herself. We'll use BRIEG S3 to strip all of her buffs. And here I had a bunch of extra souls, so I just used Archie for damage. It doesn't really matter what you do here as long as you don't hit Luluca with less than 2 buffs. But Death Break, we can just kill her. It's also worth noting that Archie does give 1 buff to everybody, but we never ended up using it.